Hi everyone, it's me, Jeff Gotte. And today I'm going to show you a couple exercises for hand and forearm strength. If you're struggling with tight forearms, lack of control in your hands, or arthritis in those hands, then this is the right video for you. The only equipment that you're going to need for this workout class is a chair, a resistance band, if you have one, and the progress journal that you can download in the description box below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give us a like after the video if you enjoyed it. And please leave a comment as well below, letting us know where you're from, as well as what your symptoms are that you're struggling with so that we can cater to you in future videos. With all that being said, let's get ready to strength train. Let's go ahead and execute that exercise session that's gonna help with your hand strength and dexterity. We're gonna start things off with an eccentric push-up to get the heart rate rolling, increase blood flow. So follow me down to the ground. This may be difficult for you to transition, or you can go ahead and start on the ground when you're doing this, but if you need to, don't hesitate to use something to get down to the floor. So we're gonna execute a eccentric push-up, which is gonna target triceps, deltoids, and chest. Now, do not shy away from this because we can personalize this to whatever your current strength is. All we're gonna be doing is holding for 2 and lowering for 10. So if you need to start from your knees, right? Slight bend in the elbows and lower with hips first, then chest first, by all means do so. If you feel comfortable and confident doing that and that's not challenging enough, you can then go to your toes, right? And lower in a full push-up position. Most important thing is to start with shoulders, wrists, elbows all aligned. If you're to draw a line from your middle finger to other middle finger, you want your nose out over that line because that's gonna help protect your shoulders. If this bothers your wrist because of arthritis in your hands or wrists, then what you can do is you can either go to your fists. You can also grab some dumbbells, grip dumbbells. You can also execute this against a wall, right? We have previous videos showing that if you need to. Let's go ahead and jump into it. We're gonna go an eccentric set. You're gonna hold for 2, lower for 10. Clock is on, slight bend. 1 more second statically here. Now we're lowering, 10 seconds or slower. Now notice I'm going as slow as I can. I'm ideally trying to go 10 seconds or slower. Relax for 2 seconds at the bottom. 1, back up. And when I can no longer lower at 10 seconds or slower, initiate movement down, that will signify success, meaning I've fully exhausted my muscle, the proficiency has been lost, communication has been sent at a high enough intensity, and then you will reap the benefits in the recovery process. We're getting ready to go past the 45-second mark. This is really good for upper body strength. You're gonna feel your heart rate start to jump up, so it's really good for peripheral and central cardiovascular adaptations. The goal here is to challenge your body, right? You shouldn't be feeling pain in your neck, shoulders, wrists. If you are, throw a comment in the comment box below and we'll help dial you in. Initiate movement down. Now, remember, exercise is challenging, right? So if it is challenging right now, that's a good thing. You're doing it. Just give your best effort, go through the motions with me, and know that you're positively giving back to your body for a purpose, right? That's what we're doing here at this exercise session. Slowly lowering. We're in what we call the exhaust range, final 30 seconds. No matter what, notice I am still lowering at 10 seconds or slower, but I'm getting close to being done. Lots of shaking, rattling, rolling. If you already have gotten to the point where you're not controlling yourself at 10 seconds or slower, that's not a bad thing, okay? What you wanna do is notate the time at which you lost your proficiency to go slow and control completed. And then you're gonna notate that on your progress journal, right? So I'm going to write next to my push-up here, I'm going to write 130, right? And I'm gonna write plus, because I need to increase the difficulty next time to ensure that I'm prompting the best results. Now that we've executed that upper body eccentric push-up, let's jump into our focus-specific wrist curl exercises that's gonna help with your hand strength today, okay? All right, so as I mentioned, in the precursor or preview to the video, you don't need anything resistance band wise or resistance wise period to join along with me, okay? You can allow yourself, even with your body weight today, to prove what your abilities are. We'll notate that, and then next time you can increase the difficulty. Now the difficulty can be increased by, using a CLX TheraBand. Notice my heart rate's up, right? Exercise. You can use a dumbbell. You could use a can of vegetables, any resistance, right? Because at the end of the day, exercise where you see results is by progressively challenging your body, allowing your body to prove what it can do, and then the next time applying a greater stimulus. Continuous and uninterrupted stimulus to the targeted muscle. I'm going to add some resistance with a gold CLX TheraBand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step on the resistance band, and whether you're using a resistance band, a dumbbell, whatever it may be, I want you to place your forearms on your knees, your legs, so that you're resting your arms on those legs. Now, your palms are gonna be facing the ceiling, okay? And the range of motion that we're executing is full, what we call flexion, you call flexion of the forearm and the wrist, and then we're gonna move through a range of motion, what we call dynamically, which is lowering and raising, okay? Ideally looking to fully exhaust, right, with a high intensity, the point where you can't continue slowly with proper form, the muscles in between 60 to 90 seconds, okay? But notate that time. All right, now from a form standpoint, I want you to focus on trying to keep the palm of the hand straight up, and don't let your wrists rotate in or out. Try to keep them in line and center through the range of motion that the wrist best comfortably moves, okay? All right, ready to rock and roll? Let's do this. Follow me to the starting position, which is a full flexion of the wrist. Clock is on. As we head down, we're looking for ideally about a 7-second each direction tempo. We'll pause for a half second and we'll head the other direction. Notice the momentum is out completely. In any steady pace exercise set, we're really focused on the engagement of the muscle tissue. And by keeping that momentum out, we ensure the muscle is doing 100% of the exercise, which not only makes it extremely effective on your body, but also it keeps it safe, because when you add forces to the equation, that's bad for your tendons, your ligaments, your joints, all of the above, right? And if you're dealing with, most of you are, right, neurological issues, it's much easier to injure yourself when you're using force and momentum. All right, so we're heading past that 45-second mark. When you get to the point where you cannot continue to keep the muscle tissue continuously loaded through a full range of motion, right? That's the successful end. You're gonna notate that time and then just jump in and continue with your best effort, even if you're disengaging and engaging for the remainder of the exercise set, okay? The goal is to challenge your body here. We're in the last 30 seconds, what we call the exhaust range, which is really and truly between the 60 and 90 second mark, the point where if this difficulty of the exercise is appropriate to prompt the best results possible, the highest intensity, you will reach muscle failure, okay? So let's go ahead and go one more opportunity since we're getting ready to pass that 130 mark. One more effort here. I am still moving to the range of motion. I found it, right? I'm no longer able to move with proper form slowly. I'm gonna ease out. Success! I reached muscle failure right about that 126 to 128 mark. We're on that sixth effort. So I'm gonna write 128 here, okay, which is the sixth effort. And I'm gonna write okay, right? I don't need to increase the difficulty next time. This was an appropriate difficulty to prompt the best results right now. So next time I go to execute that particular dynamic or failure at the concentric muscle contraction shortening, I will use a gold band, right? And then eventually over time, if I'm recovering appropriately, giving myself enough recovery time, enough protein, focus on what we call the 3 pillars of steady pace lifestyle, then I'm going to see the development results and I'll be able to complete all 6 or 130. Then I indicate in my progress journal, it's time to increase the difficulty, okay? That is the process. All right, so we're now going to jump into the last exercise here today. And again, these exercises that we're executing right now in this focus portion of the exercise session is to make sure we're getting specificity and volume in the area that's going to best help you with your grip strength, reduce inflammation by increasing blood flow there, so better for arthritis, tightness in your hands is going to help add a pliable nature. This is going to help with your hand grip strength, dexterity, all the above. So now we went a flexion a second ago, or contraction. Now we're going to go to extension, and we're actually going to execute what we call a metabolic set, okay? So basically what that is for those of you that know physiology or exercise, it's an isometric contraction, okay? And the isometric contraction is basically no shortening or length of the muscle, just like a static hold, okay? You're a little bit stronger in the isometric muscle contraction. And what we're doing here is a wrist extension, okay? So it's more the top of the forearm, okay? It's gonna help any type of motion here, okay, with your hands. And again, you don't have to have a resistance band here today. You can just do this with your body weight. and then you can come back and revisit this video if you'd like to, and increase the difficulty, right? We always suggest allowing your body to prove to you what it can do, and then increase the difficulty, right? That's the approach that's gonna be most effective. So, and before we do this, I just wanna give a quick shout out to I am Bianca Brown, a couple of our new Take the Fight to the Muscle members, DNGH, how are you doing? Matthew Kyler, Lacey Hill, Heather Finn, Michael Kaiser, welcome to each and every one of you. Let us know if I can help you. Part of that Take the Fight to the Muscle club allows you a little bit more access to us. So know that we want to engage with you, those of you that are part of that club. And if you're not a part of the club and you want more information, you can take a look at our YouTube channel and find the information there, okay? So let's go ahead and do this. Let's finish things out for the day. So forearms are gonna be resting on the thighs. We're in a neutral position, and I want you to follow me to the starting position by extending your wrists. So you're gonna follow me here to the starting position in 3, 2, 1, clock is on, okay? So now I've extended the wrist, and notice I'm not rotating my hands, okay? They're not rotated here, not rotated here. It's an extension straight up and back, okay? I'm using the CLX TheraBand. I can already tell I'm gonna find that spot more than likely, and that's a good thing. I'm gonna reinforce to myself with you right now that, hey, that's a good thing, it's not a bad thing, okay? And in the isometric, we want continuous and uninterrupted loading, right? And actually any steady pace exercise. But this metabolic set, we're not doing any shortening, any lengthening, we're just locked in place, breathing through the discomfort and letting the muscle tissue work, which then in turn works cardiovascular system, your metabolic processes are working, all the above. So I'm slowly starting to lose the ability, easing out, 40 seconds on the nose. I'm gonna notate that time. And now I successfully did it. I'm just gonna jump in for the remainder of the exercise set and take what I can, right? If you're continuing to rock and roll, whether it's with your body weight or a dumbbell, whatever, you continue to rock and roll, right? Woo, I'm disengaging, right? I'm gonna keep rolling. I'm just giving myself a second or two and then I'm gonna jump right back in, right? Working that forearm, this wrist extension, okay? We're in the exhaust range, final 30 seconds. I'm holding on to my mind 40 seconds because that's when I successfully reached muscle failure, right? Breathing freely. Ooh, deep burn here, disengaging. Gonna jump right back in, just giving my very best effort, knowing I successfully did it. I've challenged my muscles to a level that can make a difference, right? Breathing freely. I'm gonna try to hang on with my very best effort, relaxing shoulders, not straining, just engaging at your very best level and effort, right? 2 seconds, 1 second, and slowly disengaging. Whoo, buddy, success. I'm gonna notate 1 minute and 40 seconds. I'm gonna write okay because I was able to reach muscle failure. Great job. If you're able to stick with me, give your best effort. And if you weren't able to, but you're still here, hey, pat yourself on the back. And if any of you have questions about the exercise, let us know. Please drop a comment in the comment box below so that we can know not only where you're from, but what symptoms you're struggling with, what you'd like to focus on, because what that allows us to do is then guide and direct our videos to ensure that each and every one of you that are part of our platform, social media wise, are getting what you need, because this stuff works, right? We've been around MS Workouts long enough, you know the testimonials are out there, this stuff works. But what's key here is for you to be motivated enough to show up, right, and execute these with us, because that's what's gonna lead to you being able to live the life you love. Hit the like button, right, if you like this video, share us with your friends, and until next time, simply give your best effort, go through the motions, okay? And if you need anything from us that we can help you with, you let us know. I'll see you next Tuesday. If you want to get into a more structured and regimented program that can help you gain more control of your symptoms, then you should join our Take the Fight to the Muscles workout club. Now, by joining, you will receive access to an exclusive seated full body fundamentals workout class that updates every 2 weeks, stretch classes to help you alleviate tightness and spasticity, access to our 2 most popular Focus On series for foot drop and hip flexors, plus bonus Q&As with myself each month where I can answer your questions about exercise in MS. Click the join button below this video to learn more information about the Take the Fight to the Muscles workout club and to see which plan works best for you. I'll see you all next week.